Thank you very much. One time in the 90s, 2000s, people used to say there's some organizations who are saying that capacity building could be likened to courtship, marriage, and divorce. And they went on talking like that. These were people mainly from abroad, from overseas. And I told them that, I think your concept of capacity building is not correct, because the word divorce does not exist in Africa. We can separate, can disagree seriously. But then we separate, we don't divorce. So capacity building in this case, we have had we had people whom we started courtship with, that's true, and we started as very good friends. And we were in love with each other. But for some partners, we agreed to mutually separate. No fighting. But for some who are all seated here, we are in this for the long haul, for a lifetime. You are not. It is. Oh, thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. Now, with us, we have one of our partners who has walked with us through the journey, and is one of our best friends now. We have Dr. Mercy Onsando from Zinduka, Africa, who will come and share her experience with the Ungana. Within the Ungana project, so that guest of honor, that we are not just telling stories, but these are real things, and we have real people who can testify about this program. Let's clap for Mercy, even as she comes to the platform. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everybody. Our guest of honor, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we are very happy this evening just to celebrate, like what the Master of Ceremony has told us, the successes of Ungana project. We started the journey, and the journey looked short, but I think because of the tasks that we were supposed to work on, we did not even note how soon and how long the journey was. We only knew we were in a journey. And in this particular journey, we agreed to follow some paths so that we could be able to go where we were heading to. I'm sure that in the civil society, and especially small NGOs like the ones which have been mentioned here, which have now become big organizations, basically because of the capacity that has been built by LVCT Health. We started with a lot of wonders. Are we going to make it? Are we going to grow? Are we going to really finish the journey? But one thing helped us, all of us, as the Uganda partners, and that is working together as a team and being very clear on what we needed to do. And the fact that our visions were similar, that we wanted to give quality services to the communities that we lived in and that we live in. It is true that the Uganda has worked with us. LVCT Health has worked with us. On behalf of all the organizations that were supported at the Uganda project, we can give a testimony that we did not have clarity on issues of management, but the Uganda project has given us clarity. As we start here, or as I start here on behalf of the 11 civil societies who are supported by the Uganda project, we now have very clear visions. We now have very clear manuals or policies to work with. Indeed, we also understand the importance of partnership between us, and also between us and the government that we work with or that we complement services for. We have moved the long journey, and we have learned many things that I may not articulate all of them because they have just been mentioned. But we want to take this opportunity to say we are now organizations with great capacity. We are organizations, as we have worked in this relationship, that will move out there and be able to give quality services to the communities that we are found in. I am sure we are even not going to give just services, but we are going to mentor other organizations which are out there that have challenges like us. Just the same way LVCT has mentored us. It was through that this relationship is a relationship that started, and it's a relationship that is going to last for long and forever, we believe, so that we can continue giving services in our communities. We want to say that capacity building is something that we want to ask our government, our development partners to put strength and to put resources in, because it has helped us. We are not the same again, the 11 that are represented here. And that's why you see us here celebrating. I think I should start smiling a little bit harder, because indeed, the reason why I was not smiling so much is just because I can see and I know we've been able to give services to over 1 million Kenyans. That one I know. And it's a humbling experience. I again know we have also participated in giving inputs to our Kenya frameworks and policies. And we know for sure one of the things that we are crying for and that we want to see the government put in place is actually resources to make sure that civil societies have the capacity that is needed to serve the community that we are living in. We are sure this is going to happen, and we believe also our development partner, the donors, will actually put more resources to make sure that capacities of more organizations are enhanced so that we can give quality services to our communities. It's only when you give quality services that you can have quality lives. I don't want to talk much, but I just want to tell LVCT Health, we are very grateful for the work that you have done. You said you identified us when we were not actually excellent, and indeed we were not, but you have made us what we are today. We can start with confidence and say, even when the development partners are coming, we can be sure whatever they will give us, the resources they will give us, we will utilize it using the right procedures, and we'll be able to give the right and quality services to our people. We are grateful also to CDC, because we know these funds came from friends and partners, and the PEPFAR funders. We are very grateful that you have given us these resources, and we are very grateful that we have also been given an enabling environment by the government of Kenya. The Ministry of Health, NASCOP mentioned, and in particular, and NAC, you have given us a very enabling environment that has made us to succeed the way we have succeeded. My colleagues in the civil society, because today we are celebrating, as we celebrate here, we want to pray, it's a prayer, that the Lord will give us resources so that we can be able to continue serving our community. We want to pray that the donors and the development partners and even our government will give us resources, because capacity will only become useful when it is utilized. Even if you have the best capacity and you do not practice it, it will not bring the value that it is intended for. So as we live here, as we celebrate, may we go knowing that we have a big task before us, a task of making sure that we work together as development partners, as a civil society, as community, and as Kenyans to be able to give quality services to our people, utilizing the capacity that has been given to us. All those who have come to celebrate with us, we are very grateful. We pray that as we meet and as we continue, all of us will continue serving our country. Thank you very much.
Good evening. I'm Jambo. Mko salama? Ningesema mko Nairobi. Let me start by acknowledging our chief guests, Dr. Bathsheba Osoro, who is the head of stakeholder coordination at NAC, who is here on behalf of the director NAC as well, and conveying apologies from CDC, and particularly from Patricia, our activity manager, who for unforeseen circumstances could not be here with us today. So accept her apologies and accept apologies from CDC. So as Joshua has said, today is a day of celebration. And despite what he says, I think my attire is very African. My earrings are the Kenyan flag. How much more African can you get than that? So today is a day of celebration. And it's a day of celebrating 11 amazing organizations who have been dedicated for the last 5 years to growing their systems, sometimes under difficult circumstances. Sometimes we were very harsh on them, sometimes we were tough, but most of the times we worked very well and in partnership together. So today we are celebrating their significant contributions to the national targets for HIV in this country. We are also celebrating local leadership, local innovations, and local solutions to our local problems. These are 11 organizations that have gone through capacity building from another local organization that has walked this journey and has become what it has become, and has dedicated itself to sharing those lessons, to supporting the growth of other organizations in this country. So today we also celebrate the power of local partnerships. Partnerships between development partners, between the government, between large organizations like LVCT Health, working in partnership with smaller community-based local organizations, and dedicating ourselves to ensuring that these organizations do grow. And also partnerships with the government at the national level, and partnerships at the county level, from Homa Bay to Machakos, from Makueni to Kitui to Nairobi. Our partners were spread in all of these counties and worked in the different programmatic areas, including HIV testing and blood donation. And we thank you for coming to celebrate with us today. As you saw in the documentary, LVCT Health itself started as a research project to what is now a strong local national organization. Our growth has been characterized by commitment to grow, by the willingness to learn, and the ability and flexibility to change and adapt ourselves to the situations as they may arise. We all know the world we work in can be challenging. Sometimes funding follows a certain area and we all troop into that area, and then suddenly the river changes course and it goes in another direction. And part of what we've experienced as an organization is that growth is characterized by the ability to grow yourself, but also to be committed to change and be flexible to change when the need arises. However, also not to just follow the river and the course where it goes, but to stay true to whatever your mission is as an organization, so that we don't get pulled in different directions. So we have learned very many lessons as a local organizations, and it is these lessons that for the last 5 years we have committed ourselves to utilizing to support the 11 organizations whom we celebrate today. I think Ungana is a good demonstration of how local partnerships can really grow organizations in this country. Not only grow them programmatically, but we have also been able to grow leadership in those organizations. And you will see when they come here on stage that we had very younger ones, if I may say so, the leaders of organizations, and others who are more experienced in the school of life. It was not a characteristic for being selected to be part of the Ungana project. Let me just put something into perspective that Mercy mentioned. She said some of us had nothing. I think some of the organizations that we are celebrating today were really, really small. They had no systems. They were operating, Benina will tell you, having meetings like behind the bar, others in a house, others were husband and wife. They've come from far. But when she says they had nothing, I think there was something very important that all of them brought. They brought passion, they brought commitment, and they brought a belief in their ability to contribute to changing the tide of HIV in this country. And that is why we took them on. Even though they didn't have any systems, we knew that with the belief and the passion that they brought, they could be grown into organizations that will make a difference in the communities that they serve, in the counties where they serve, and in the HIV response in this country. And it is that passion and commitment, accompanied by the technical, managerial, and financial skills that they learned along